Hello, good morning, children. So today, as what I have promised before, I'm going to have a video discussion of our lesson. So now we are in quarter 1, still in module 1 because in module 1 we have 4 lessons. And now I will be discussing to you the lesson 3 and the lesson 4. Okay, so our lesson 3 is entitled Using Information from News Reports, Speeches, Informative Talks, and Panel Discussion. So for lesson 3, we have using information from panel discussion. Okay. So first here, we have a poem entitled What Have I Ever Done to You? This is written by Phoebe Jane MacDonald Conlon. So I have a question to ask. Have you been bullied before? Did you experience being bullied by somebody? Do you have a bitter experience about this when you are still in elementary and up till now? Okay, so I know that some point of our life we have been bullied by anyone. So no one is excused there because not all people are good, you know. But you know what? In psychology, it says there's a study there that the bully were once a bullied. Okay, so the reason why they bully other people because sometime also in their life they were also being bullied by other people also. So anyway, so let's move on to our poem. What have I ever done to you? So I will read this poem to you. Roses are red, nasty words make me feel blue. Why are you so mean? What have I ever done to you? Okay, so this is what do you call this? Because the original poem of this structure is from William Shakespeare, that roses are red, violets are blue. But here it is used to express the writer's feelings about being bullied. So she says here that roses are red, nasty words make me feel blue. So when I say make me feel blue, you know that it's not you're not feeling okay or you're not feeling good. Okay, why are you so mean? What have I ever done to you? So I know that some of us will ask question na, why would people do that to other people that you don't even know him or her? Why you're hurting them? Okay, or by your words or by your actions. So let's continue. What starts as a laugh leads to a shove. Your punches leave bruises, and your hurtful words leave scars. You're a bully, a nobody, because you're so insecure. You will never beat me, of that I am sure. Next time you see me, keep your words and hands to yourself. I'm better than you. What more can you do? You have made me so much stronger. You matter no longer. Okay, so in the first part of the poem, it's being said the experience that it started with a laugh, and then afterwards everybody laughed, and he or she was shoved, tinulak sila. Then after that, there are punches, there are bruises, and the words that sabi na siguro, pangit ka, malaki mata mo, ano pa, nitibo ka, whatsoever. Those hurtful words are what? Leave scars and to their hearts. Okay, so the second part, the lower part of the poem, tells about how did the bullied come up. Okay, meaning how did he or she overcome being the victim of the bullying. So what did she say? Sabi niya dito, you're a nobody. Okay, why? Because you're insecure. Why? Because if you are confident with yourself, why would you hurt somebody else? Right? Mostly, the scenario is, ay, pag napansin na maganda siya, maganda ba yan? Sigurado ka? Hindi mo maganda yan. Pag ay, matalino siya. Matalino ba? Hindi kaya. Okay. So, there's part of their hearts that they're insecure. And ayaw nilang mataasan sila. That's why, they what? They resort to hurting or degrading that person because they are insecure with themselves. So, what did the writer say there or the speaker? Sabi niya, You will never beat me. Okay? Because you are insecure, you will never beat me as a person. And next time you see me, keep your words and hands to yourself. Okay? Because I am better than you. Tandaan natin, children, please always remember that the strongest people in this world are the people who can control their emotions and their temper. Okay? It doesn't mean na pag may away na tumakbo ka, duwag ka, no. You're just what? You're weighing your options, you're weighing the consequences, what will happen if you're going to what? To fight back. Okay? So, I'm better than you. What more can you do? You have made me so much stronger. You matter no longer. Okay? So remember that whatever trials and problems or circumstances that come into our way, if we come out there victorious, it makes us stronger. Okay, so sabi nga, mga problems and challenges, these are what? These are blessings in disguise, because if you are able to overcome that, you will become a different and a better person. Okay, so I know that some of you will think, will reflect on this about your experiences of being bullied before. So I hope that hindi ito nag-e-exist sa klase natin. Okay? Na walang nabubuli, walang tatawag na ang baboy yan. Okay? Ganun talaga pag mataba, pero kalis kaming baboy. Okay? Or nitibo yan. Hindi na kasalanan pinanganak siya na native siya. So let's respect one another. Hindi niya rin kasalanan, ang itim yan. Hindi niya kasalanan pinanganak siyang maitim. Maitim sila lahat. Okay? So every one of us have differences. Meron tayong has differences. So what are we going to do is just to respect. Tandaan, kapag nang-bully ka, you are insecure. You are insecure. Why? Because you have to hurt somebody just to feel okay. Okay? Okay. So, those are the important points. And now let's go on to the concept of panel discussion. So, here in page 10. So, a panel discussion is a specific format used in a meeting, a conference, or convention. It is a virtual discussion about a specific topic amongst a selected group of panelists who share differing perspective in front of a large audience. So, sinabi din virtual kasi now, hindi na siya pwedeng magsama-sama. So, panel discussion is halimbawa may topic, mining. Tapos lahat ng about related sa mining, whether pro or anti-mining, magsasama-sama dyan. And they will what? They will give their different perspective. Okay, so what is the format of a panel discussion? The panel format allows for a brief introduction and then discussion among the panelists and audience. If the majority of the panel agenda is centered around presenting information, then just give each panelist a speaking slot with question and answer after each speaker. Okay. Or another definition, discussion in which a few person carry on a conversation in front of the audience. So, di ba sabi natin panel discussion, may panelist. So, isang panel, pag-uusapan niya yung kanyang topic, yung kanyang point of view sa mining, halimbawa, and afterwards, he or she will entertain questions. So, ganun din yung isa. Okay, so they are what? Experts on that field with different perspective. Pero isa lang ang patutungan ng topic. So, the objective of the panel discussion is to provide information and new facts, analyze current problems, identify values, find out the solutions of current problems, and provide a full understanding of significant topic. Okay. And it's also stimulate thoughts, clarify thinkings, and influence facts, opinions, and plans that tends to develop more attitude and better judgment. Okay. So, halimbawa, magkakaroon tayo ng panel discussion because, halimbawa sa Brooks Point, mining is a very what? It's a very intriguing issue here. So, gusto mo magkaroon ng better understanding or better learning ang mga estudyante ng Brooks Point National High School or ang munisipyo ng Brooks Point. So, you will have a panel discussion with the audience and yung iyong mga panelists are what? They are experts in their fields. Okay, so, remember in panel discussion, we have what? We have these people. So, we have the panel. So, when it's in panel, a selected group of experts to discuss the topic. The panelists, they're the member of the panel. Okay, yung panel discussion yung gagawin nila. So, yung discussion is exchange of views, at may moderator. So, ang moderator is para siyang MC or para siyang judge na nagme-mediate siya. Ibig sabihin, tagapamagitan between the audience and the what? And the panelists. So, siya din the moderator presides sa discussion. And of course, we have the audience who are the listeners. So, yan yung ating mga importanteng part. Okay, so here we have what? A panel discussion about the issue. Okay, the issue of bullying. So, wag na yan siya. And, gagawin nyo na lang. Okay. So, let's move on to lesson 4. Okay. Lesson 4 is what? It is all about informative talks. Yan. Informative talks. So, last time, we have talked about what? We have talked about, in lesson 2, we have talked about speeches. And speech is what? This is a variety of thoughts, expression of thoughts, and it has 3 purposes. So, what are those 3 purposes? It is to inform, to persuade, and to entertain. So, now, we are going to talk about the informative talk. So, here, we have here an example of why don't teenagers and young adults regularly get enough sleep. So, bakit daw? Alam na natin yan. Nakalagay dito, there are factors. Kasi, while you are growing up, your responsibilities grow more. So, you have what? More time in television, your mobile phones, your computers, your Korean dramas, sasama pa yon, and your social attitudes, kung magimik ka, or you have an insomnia. So, kasama yan siya. Now, let's move on to the primary types of informative talk. So, okay, so before anything else, so informative talk is from the word itself, it is to inform. So, when you read or listen to something that gives you information, that is an informative talk. Okay, so now there are 4 primary types of informative talk. So, first is definitional. So, definitional explains the meaning of concepts, theories, philosophies, or issues that may be unfamiliar to the audience. It gives the historical derivation, classification, or synonyms of terms or the background of the subjects. Okay. So, sabi ito ay concepts and theories. So, nagsalita ka, you define, for example, racism, or sabihin natin, paano nagumpisa na Pilipinas ang pangalan. So, you go back to the what? To the history, the origin of the word, na paano talaga siya nagumpisa. Okay, so, ano yung historical derivation niya? Okay, paano siya nag-derive? So, you define, okay. Next is descriptive. Okay, this offers information that provides a detailed, vivid word picture of a person, animal, place, or object. So, from the word itself, descriptive, it is describing. Okay, so, habang binabasa niya or nakikinig niya, the audience what? They carry away in their minds a clear vision of the subject. So, they were able to what? To imagine it. It determines the characteristics, the features, the functions, or the fine points of the topic. For example, here, Kayangan Lake in Coron, Palawan. So, dinescribe niya kung gaano kaganda ang Kayangan Lake, what makes Kayangan Lake unique sa other lake, and ano pa, how does it compare to similar lake? So, yun siya. Or, di ba pa nagpapansin niyo sa mga patalastas ng mga bagong gadgets, sa mga phone, na dinidescribe lahat ng features and you were able to imagine yourself na kayo nag-explore. So, that is descriptive. Why? The purpose is, i-describe niya talaga yung product ng magandang-maganda para alin yung audience ay bibili. So, gano'n yung descriptive. Okay. Now, third one is explanatory. So, when we say explanatory, this is also known as briefing. It is similar to descriptive talk. And what? They also they clarify the topic. So, dinidescribe siya, but it explains more or clarifying the topic. Okay, so it focuses on the current and historical events customs and transformations, inventions, policies, outcomes, and options. And it focuses on why and how of a subject. For example, explain, di ba bago yung COVID na yun, COVID-19. I-explain siya, paano pa siya nag-evolve? Paano siya nag-umpisa? Ano yung mga whys and hows ng COVID-19? So, tandaan, explain, current, okay, at napapanahong mga issue. It explains more, it gives us more understanding. Okay. So, ano yung mga questions na pwedeng i-answer ng explanatory? When the COVID-19 pandemic has posed, when and where the virus started, what are the symptoms, how could we prevent the spreading, what is the possible cure of or vaccine. So those are what questions that can be explained. Okay, so lastly, we have demonstration. So balikan natin, we have the primary types of informative talk. So 1, definitional, 2, descriptive, 3rd, explanatory, and the 4th is demonstration. Okay, so this type of informative talk shows how some process is accomplished or how to perform it. So demonstration, you are going to have a demo. So just like before, how to do it. So first, we have the chronological explanation of some process. So, when we say chronological, it is what the sequence pagkasunod. Sunod is either from the beginning up to the end or the end up to the beginning. So, what is example? How chiffon cakes are made. Okay, so, usually mga nagvo-vlog, paano magluto ng ganito, ng ganyan. So, that is demonstration. Next is procedure, how to install a software in your computer. Okay, so, this is procedural. How are you going to do the process? Next is application, how are you going to apply, and a course of action, how court cases proceed to Supreme Court status, or you're going to watch documentary, paano nagkakaroon ng damit, nag-uumpisa talaga sa threads, and so on, punta sa factory. So those are what a course of action. So these are part of the demonstration which fall under what? The types of informative talks. So, yan siya. Okay. So, that's it. Ito mayroon ng magandang, I'll just discuss this to help you understand kasi baka hindi nyo basahin dahil mahaba. So, importance of sleep. Okay. Diba? Yung maliit pa kayo, pinapatulog kayo, ayaw nyo matulog. Pero ngayong malaki na kayo, gusto nyo matulog, hindi kayo pwedeng matulog because marami nang gagawin. Okay, sasabihin nyo, sana bata ulit para matulog pa. Pero ngayon, hindi na talaga. Lalo na may module, okay? So, importance of sleep. Alam nyo pa, here in your module, that there was a Scientific American, nag-launch sila ng activity noong March 25, 2002. And a 17-year-old Randy Gardner, in 1965, set an all-time world record for a science fair project. So, it started with a science fair project, kung gaano katagal pwedeng magising ang isang tao. You know what? Okay, the experiment shows that Randy Gardner was able to be awake or awoke for 264 hours. That is what? 11 days. The first day, so what happened? Okay, when he then sleep. Okay, so the first day his eyes had stopped focusing. So yung eyes hindi nakaka-focus na. He lost the ability to recognize objects by touch. He became moody and uncoordinated. Agagalit siya, parang pag inutusan mo, slow na siya. At the end of the experiment, in the 11th day, he had trouble with concentration, short-term memory, nakalimot siya, he became paranoid, and he started hallucinating. Okay, so afterwards, natapos yung experiment, and he was able to get enough sleep, more sleep. Okay, he recovered with no mental or physical damage because what he needed that time was enough sleep. Okay, so sabi dito, the amount of sleep differs from a person's life. Okay. So, now, in the Sleep Foundation Org of 2017, gaano ba talaga ang sleeping requirements? Ito na. An adult needs a 7 to 8 hours sleep at night. So, 7 to 8, ilan yon? So, sabihin natin, dapat 8 o'clock, tulog na 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So, kahit anong oras na matulog, pwedeng 10. But an adolescent student like you should sleep 10 hours. My goodness. So, kung 10 hours, alas 8 tulog na. 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 o'clock gising or 7 o'clock tulog ka na. There are few sleep-inducing chemicals that play parts in sleeping. Okay, the rise and sleep-induced chemicals such as adenosine and melatonin put a person into a light sleep, making our breathing and our heart rate slow down as well as our muscles to relax. This is when DNA is repaired and our body is refreshed. So, ano na yung mga chemicals na sa body natin na kailangan natin so that our body will be refreshed? We need the adenosine and the melatonin. So, these are the repairing chemicals of our body that, according to other studies, lumalabas lang ito ng 12 o'clock ng gabi. Naka-shutdown na yung system and they will what? They will repair your body. Okay. So, you may be thinking, why do we need sleep and so much of it? Well, here are a few pointers that will change your mind about the importance of sleep. Sleeping comes with physical and mental significant benefits. For example, sleeping is a building process. It restores the body's energy supplies that have been depleted throughout our daily activities. Anong gawa niya ng tulog? It what? It restores yung ating energy na nawala. Okay, getting the right amount of sleep, our body rebuilds and restores our muscles that we have by secreting a growth hormone. Okay? So, when we sleep right, what will happen? The body rebuilds and restores the what? The growth hormone. Okay. Spending all day long thinking and creating takes up a lot of our mental energy. When we sleep, we restore mental energy too. Just like your phones, you need them to be plugged in to reach their full mode of battery at the end of the day. So, we people, we need to be recharged as well. Ayan. So, sabi dito ni Liz Miller, okay, constant sleep deprivation will greatly affect your ability to retain information, which affects your grades, which then leads to stress. So, what? You need to sleep in order to what? To have more retention and walang stress. So, kapag ang tao stress parate, it means that she or he lacks sleep. Kulang sa tulog. Okay. Along with several other harmful consequences, okay, are what? In sleep deprivation, it causes you to become more aggressive, madaling nagalit, deteriorating your inner personal responses, hindi ka mag-respond, and making you get upset easily. Secondly, it also weakens your immune system, causing you to have a higher risk of catching cold or illnesses. So, yung mga parating puyat, yung parating madalas magkasipon, magkaubo, because their immune systems are already weak. Tsaka pansin mo, pag puyat ka sa Korean novelas or kapanunood, ang mangyayari ay, alin, pagkagising mo, irritable ka, nagagalit ka. Kaya pag before na nag-aaral pa ako at nanonood talaga ako ng kahit anong movies at matulog ako ng alas 2, alas 3, pag nag-eat yung ulo ko, panabukasan, sasabihin agad ako ng nanay ko, AJ May, choice mo na puyat ka. Huwag mong apektuhan yung araw mo ngayon kasi imbis matulog ka, ang ginawa mo ay nanood ka. So, wala akong karapatan magmaldita or else, mamalditahan ako ng nanay ko. So, I make it sure, para hindi na alam na puyat ako, ay pagkagising ko, sinasabi ko dapat good mood ka, nakangiti ka, unting maldita lang, gano'n. Or else, maa-award ka. So, if you notice, gano'n din kayo. Pag napuyat kayo ngayon, kinabukasan, nakabusangot kayo, yung kilay nyo sa lubong, which is your choice, di ba? Alam mo na, kinabukasan, bad mood ka talaga kasi hindi ka alam, Okay. Let's continue kasi may tumawag na putol mga anak. Okay. So what else is the effect of the self-deprivation? It says here that lack of sleep will increase type 2 diabetes and raise your blood pressure. So if you have history of diabetes and high blood, so if your parents or your mga lolos and lolas are experiencing high blood and diabetes, so you children have also a higher risk of having diabetes and hypertension. So, wag masyadong magpuyat. Not getting enough sleep can impair your brain activity by blocking neuron production, which increases to stress levels. So, again, stress. It leads also to memory loss by deteriorating the brain. So, nade-deteriorate, nabubulok yung brain natin pag hindi tayo na tutulog. Ayan. And lastly, getting the improper amount of sleep will increase the risk of cancer. Why risk of cancer? Because, yun ang sinabi ko kanina, yung melatonin and androgen, these are the repairing chemicals of your body. So, kapag hindi sila maka-repair, wala tayong panlaban sa cancer or sa sakit. Okay, so the question is, now that you are aware, what shall you do then? Okay, so you now know that how much sleep is enough and why we need to sleep. That's why, pag may mga heavy test ka, nag-review ka, ano ang technique? You will have a 15-minute nap, power nap ang tawag doon. Para alin? Mag-reboot yung iyong brain. Okay. So, halimbawa, pagod ka na sa module na yan. Ang gawin mo bago ka mag-proceed sa next module, mag-idlip ka. For 15 minutes, mag-alarm ka para mag-power nap at mag-reboot yung iyong brain cells. Even sa amin, pag nagre-review sa mga boards or sa mga kompre, ang technique talaga, 15-minute power nap. So, pag tapos ng 15-minute, kahit antok ka pa, bilangin ang talaga, kahit pa paano nagre-refresh yung iyong mind. Yan. So, mas okay pa daw yun kaysa magkape na magkape. Okay, kasi mulat ka pero actually your brain is tired. Okay, so, we will stop there. Gusto ko lang i-discuss ko lang yung mga important parts ng inyong module. So, kanina, just check yung aking, because maraming activity masyado in inyong module and I know that it's very taxing to you. So, I have send a list of yung mga sasagutan niyo lang. I hope that it will help you. So, children, fighting, be honest, alam ko kaya niyo yung module. So, with that, God bless. See you next week. Bye!